So let's kind of walk through the move. So we got a 1 minute level. It would be great if we could get this rebuy. So we hit the 4. We've got everything scoped out in this move. All these time frames, great. So we have the 1. We don't get a chance to hit that, but we do get over top of this 3 minute level. So now we would, you would set a buy on this 3 minute level, hoping that it goes down to the 1 and hard closes above the 3 to gain the 3. Because right now, like, the 1 is gained, the 3 is gained. This one candle gets over top of both of them. So like if you were here in the moment, right here, you would say, okay, let's set the rebuy on the 3 minute level with a 1 minute as our shield. So you would go, because I don't think there's enough of an RA difference here to justify going like 7-8% to miss a trade off a 4-hour level. Alternatively, you could look at this as, hey, there's a 4-hour knife catch. Would I risk missing this move over 8%? So like if we were to just take the simple equation here and say, would I risk missing this move over 8%? And I was right here. Yeah, look, I just missed this move over 8%. I missed buying a 4-hour level over getting greedy over 8%. So when we do our RA on this trade, like it very simply becomes like, if your 3 minute level was way up here and you're talking about like some 20 or 30%, yeah, like it makes sense to go to this, but it's not, it's 8%. So alternatively, if you were buying a 4-hour level, would you ever miss it over 8%? No, I don't think so. It would have to be like 20-30%. You're asking about one minute hold levels. We have to connect the logic in terms of logic flow to understand where this can. That's why I said I wanted to record this, because this is getting a little advanced. Like this is something I would teach a much more advanced student. But if you're asking the right question, I don't mind giving you a really deep set of knowledge, because you're just asking kind of the right question. So it's just kind of like, Awesome that you asked such a good question, because then I can go into a deeper explanation, because now we've connected all of our time frames, right? We have a 1 minute, the 3 minute needs to gain next, the 5 minute needs to gain next, the 15, the 1 hour, and that's how we justify this 4. So as we go forward in this trade, we already know this 5 minute is going to be rejection as target, right? Because there's going to be a point where you have the 1, the 3, the 5. So as we go through here, you're going to have kind of a moment of polarity. You are either going to hit this 5 minute level rejection as target and hopefully come back and hold one of these levels, right? And get over it and then try to gain it again like this. So this rejection as target here, you are either going to hit it and pull back, or you are going to go above it and you need to buy the 5 minute level, right? So you only have 2 options that can happen here at this 5 minute level. So as we go through this, you could set your short here, but I don't really know if that makes sense, because what are you really looking for profits? 20%, 30%? Like this doesn't make sense to take a trade here. So I would automatically rule out any shorts. Rather, I would like to see a long here. Like if I was in this trade right now, I would say, let's long this 3 minute level. Okay. What happens next? Hey, it's trying to gain the 5 minute level. Yeah, we need to change our buy order from this 3 minute to this 5 minute, because we are starting to build up time frames here. So this 5 minute level needs to be, because we got over top of it. So we need to set a buy on that 5 minute level. And that's where you see it get hit there. So you can see how you have the 4 hour targeting the 1, because in order for this 4 hour to be verified, just like this 1 minute needs to gain this 3, this 4 hour, 1 hour origin, that's a 4 hour level, needs to gain this 1. Right? Like you need to gain this 1 hour level up here. It's the same as if you're saying a 1 minute needs to gain a 3, a 4 hour needs to gain a 1. You have to start building your time frames, right? So then you would buy this 5 minute level. This 5 minute level would hopefully get you over top of this 15. So as we can go through this trade, we can just kind of go and walk forward here. You can see the 15 minute level struggles a little bit to gain. It's testing the level. It ends up gaining the level, and same with the 1 hour. So you can see where all of these time frames, they connect to make this 4 hour become in succession, because look, a 4 hour level can always hit. It can hit the 1 hour. It's a 92% trade, and then it just goes straight down. So we have to limit that exposure by getting the correct levels, the 1, the 3, and then the 5 here. This was obvious that you're going to hold this 5 minute level. You go to the 15, it pulls back. You go to the 1 hour, and then what happens next? Right? You got, because you can go to 15 minute candles here, because you have to close above this 1 hour. Right? And you can see exactly there, like the 5 minute, it back tests that 1 hour and it goes above. So if you were above this 1 hour and you weren't in the trade, just like you rebought that 5 minute, you would rebuy the hour, because this 5 minute here, testing it like this, is verifying these. This hourly here is verifying this. You see what I mean? So when you ask about the 1 minute hold level and you're saying, okay, upon touching a 1 minute hold level, I navigate down in time frames from 4 to 1. It goes the other way because you're doing it in a scenario like this. Let's just find a 4-hour level that was tested. You're doing it like this as a hold level, right? So the hold level, you would be correct in that, okay? So the hold level, you're going to navigate down to the 1 hour. And you're going to try to find the combo level to the 1 hour. So you got the 4 there. You've got the 1 here, right? So then you would go like this and you'd say, here's the 1 hour level. And let's use a replayer tool so we don't have to scrub our bar. And then you'd go to your 15-minute level. And you actually don't have a 15-minute level here. Your next 15-minute level would be right here. And this is telling you that it's going to break the move. So, and then a very quick and easy statement that we can make here to make everything very clear is we have a hold level. Hold levels are meant to hold the move up. We have break levels, and break levels are meant to break the move down. And very simple English, and people get this mixed up all the time. If your 15-minute is a break level and you're trying to go up, you're trading the wrong way. If you hit this 15-minute break level, this hourly and this this 4-hour and this hourly likely aren't going to hold. So in this scenario where you have a 4-hour level, you can combo it and buy the 1 hour level. If you are to combo it to this 15, you are saying that this 4-hour level is failing, or this 1 hour combo is failing, because this would actually tell you your 1 hour combo is failing because the 15 is connected to the 1, not the 4 here. This 1 needs to be in succession. So what would happen in this scenario is you would have something like this. The hourly combo, let's delete this. We don't need this. It's just kind of in our way. This hourly level hits the 15. If it can't get back over the 1, like if it goes here and rejects this as target, this is going to collapse and this 4-hour is in failure because they're all tied together, right? You went from the 4 to the 1 to the 15. If you hit this 15-minute break, expect to short this right here because it's telling you the 1 hour is not going to gain. Again, very simple language can tell us that hold levels hold the move up, break levels break the move down. So quite simply, when we're buying hold levels, we combo until we find either a disconnected level or the break level that kills the move. And so this was your last entry as a hold level. So when you're asking me about, hey, we go from the 4-hour and down in time frames, this is correct. But what's so interesting about this trade up here is that you actually hit a break level to break the move. So it actually needs to reverse its trajectory. You hit a 4-hour, so now you need to go and gain a 1, a 3, a 5, a 15, and then a 1. Because it's, you see what I mean? Like this break level, but the fact that you hit a break level makes this rejection as target. You remember how I just told you the 15-minute level, if that break level is hit, it would target the 1 hour as rejection as target. Well, this is doing the same thing. And that's why this is such a critical level here, this hourly level, because this 4-hour hitting as a break level, this will reject this as a target. And if it rejects this hourly, this becomes hyper polarized in the moment, this hourly, because you hit a break level, and the break level being on the 4-hour time frame is telling you that the 1 hour is your point of polarity, right? So like this becomes a hyper polarized point of the move. So you really only have a few options here. So we can already see how, like going down in time frames, we can already see how going, down in time frames when we're hitting a hold level on this scenario over here. If we're hitting a hold level, we've got to go down and find more hold levels. If we're hitting a break level like this, we need to find rejection as target. Rejection as target is going to hyperpolarize this move because this 4 is either going to go like this and crush, or it's going to go like this and rip up. It hyperpolarizes this due to the fact that this is a break level, right? And the difference between a break and a hold at a higher level of trading, so when I'm doing like deeper levels of analysis, and I'm looking at, okay, hold levels, break levels, there's kind of this unspoken language between holds and breaks that changes targets and kind of changes the trajectory of what you need to expect in a move. And there's a really cool way to always remember this. And it's quite simply why back in 2019, when I talked about hold and breaks, as to why I call them holds and breaks, because it's simply one holds the move up, one breaks the move down. So then it gives you like a very simple, like you always ask yourself the question, whenever you're in a trade, whenever you're looking to buy something, did we recently hit a hold level or did we recently hit a break level? Because the hold and the break difference gives you different points of polarity. And you can see right here, just like this 5-minute level, Once it got over, it ripped up. The second you get over this hourly, you have taken this break level and you have invalidated it. So now it's going to slingshot the other way, right? So then when we go back and even look at this, let's just delete all this chicken scratch here. We can go back to like a 5-minute candle. You are literally going to get one chance to get into this trade because this has shown you that that break level has been invalidated. You're going to get, there probably is only a one single 1 minute candle that tests that, because this is like ridiculous how quick this thing's going to move up. No, there's actually two. So you actually test it once here, which is this hold level holding the move up, right? And then after that, you back test the level itself. So can the hold level hold and bring it up? Yes. And then, you know, you can see that this is a quick 50%, and then this just flies. So like there's a pretty big intrinsic difference in the way we need to look at hold and break levels from a very high level standpoint, finding these moments where we know the charts are going to reverse, finding these moments when we know the chart's going to break down or it's going to move up, right? There's a large intrinsic difference here in the way we need to be looking at this. You see what I mean?